This video is sponsored by The Outlet. The draft. That time in the offseason where every fan has renewed hope their favorite team will instill their roster with some young, new talent to make the team better. Unless you're me and every other Dolphins fan anxiously awaiting to see how Chris Greer will f it all up. Welcome back to Finned Up. I am your host, local idiot, and masochist, Brian, and I am here to give you a 2025 NFL Draft preview. We have the draft coming up on Thursday, so I wanted to go over some key players, key positions, where I think those players will go, etc., etc., etc. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to start with the quarterbacks because, let's be real here, folks, that's the most important position in all of sports. Now, what I've noticed in my 30 years of sitting on my butt watching sports on this planet is that the quarterback classes in the draft come in cycles. Sometimes it looks like there are so many good quarterbacks coming out of college and teams can do no wrong picking one, like in 2018 when we had Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and current NBA candidate at Penn University's Wharton School of Business, Josh Rosen. Then in 2019, we had Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, and Dwayne Haskins. Not quite the same caliber, and honestly, I don't know what's worse, Giants fans. You guys picking Daniel Jones, number 6 overall in that draft, or holding on to him for 5+ years and paying him $100+ million. You know, it's probably the second part. That's much worse. Okay, back on track. After we had an incredibly loaded quarterback class last year with Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, JJ McCarthy, Bosif Nix, and Michael Penix Jr., we have a very light quarterback draft class this year with just Cam Ward out of the U and Shedeur Sanders coming from the University of Colorado. Some people want to throw Jackson Dart in there as well, and I don't really buy it, mainly because he has the greatest quarterback name of all time as Jackson Dart, but he ruined it by spelling Jackson with an X instead of a CK. He's not going to be a good quarterback in the NFL. He's probably going to get picked in the first round by the Steelers, and then he's going to flame out after 2 years because, you know, it's the Steelers and they can't develop a quarterback to save their lives. Quick disclaimer before I move on, I just want to make it clear to everybody, I am not a college football guy on this channel. I am an NFL guy. If I spent both Saturdays and Sundays in the fall watching 16 hours of football, my wife would have murdered me at this point, okay? So I am a casual college football fan. So any mean things you had to say in the comments about how bad my takes are, you're probably warranted, all right? So we're going to move on. Now, with that being said, Cam Ward is way better than Shedeur Sanders. Like, way better. It's not even close. Not even close at all. He's going to go first overall to the Titans because from all reports, it seems like head coach Brian Callahan really likes the guy and really hates my pride and joy, the sun upon my flower petals, the Mayo King himself, Will Levis. Browns pick 2nd overall. I don't see them taking a quarterback. They're fully on the tank for Arch Manning bandwagon, and I don't see that changing. That means Shedeur Sanders probably falls to the Giants at number 3, which makes sense because, as I talked about earlier, they took the second best quarterback in a bad quarterback draft with the top 10 pick 6 years ago, and time is a flat circle, so it only makes sense they do the exact same thing again. And just like how I said earlier, Jackson Dart is going to go to the Steelers in the late first round. Steelers fans are going to tell you he's the next Ben Roethlisberger, but he ain't. All right, this ain't 2004. All the other quarterbacks in the draft are totally uninteresting, and I'm not wasting my time talking about the likes of Jalen Milroe, Will Howard, Quinn Ewers, and whatever the fuck a Tyler Show is out of Louisville. Although I like IU's quarterback Curtis Rourke. He played that playoff game against Notre Dame with a finger falling off his hand and his face being smushed into his helmet makes me giggle. Kid's got moxie. Next, I'm talking about running backs. For as depleted as the quarterback class is this year in talent, the running back class makes up to it by being loaded up to the gills with talent. And the absolute belle of the ball this year is Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty, who should have won the Heisman over Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter's great. I like him, and I'll get to him when I talk about cornerbacks and wide receivers respectfully, but Ashton Jeanty should have won that award.
Yo, Taylor, I'm really happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had one of the best videos of all time.
Oh, Kanye. Remember when this was the worst thing you've said? How things change. Anyway, Ashton Jeanty should have won the Heisman because the dude is incredible. Strength, acceleration, speed, broken tackles, stiff-arm defenders into the shadow realm. He is a bona fide 5-tool running back coming into the draft after an NFL season that showed just how valuable the running back position is, with Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry adding so much value to their teams. Congratulations, Mr. Genty. You're officially a Cleveland Brown. Enjoy making something out of nothing for 2 years behind a garbage offensive line and terrible quarterback play, only to then spend the next 3 years on and off the injury report before you then go and sign at division rival Cincinnati Bengals and win a Super Bowl with Joe Burrow, or as I like to call it, the Saquon career. Now that I've successfully predicted Ashton Genty's career, let's talk about the other running backs. According to ESPN's best available chart on the internet, the next best running backs are Omarion Hampton out of North Carolina, Travion Henderson and Quinshon Judkins, both out of the Ohio State University, and then Caleb Johnson out of Iowa. As I previously reported, I am a casual college football fan and I know very little about any of those guys. So I'm gonna skip further down on the list and talk about a running back who I know quite well. And that is Cam the Man Scatabo out of Arizona State University. I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant here. There were few things I enjoyed in life more than that late night Pac-12 game. I'd spend Saturdays going to the winery or the pumpkin patch with my wife and her friends, and her and her friends would complain about work the entire time, while me and one of the other husbands would like huddle around a little phone trying to watch the Saturday games, but we would never be able to watch it. You know, you can't watch it on those things when you're going on a hike or, you know, going through a corn maze or something like that. But we would always get back home late at night around like 9:30, 10, right before the kickoff of the late night Pac-12 game. And so I would sit down, I fall asleep like halfway through the first quarter, and then I wake up on my couch like 1 a.m. and I just see Cam the Man Scatabo running over kids, making them look like children, and it was beautiful. It was one of the best things that ever happened in my life. And then the NCAA got rid of the Pac-12, they got rid of the late night Pac-12 game, and now I have nothing. Okay, I am nothing. All right, let's talk about tight ends now. I am a Penn State fan, and yeah, we're going to talk a lot about Tyler Warren here, so strap in. Here's the deal, friend. As far as I'm concerned, no other tight end exists outside of Mr. Warren. I'd let this man date my sister. You don't have a sister. You have 2 older brothers. Shut up. Point is, the man can do it all. He can block, he can catch, he can run, he can throw, he can snap the ball, then run 40 yards downfield and catch a touchdown. It's beautiful. Tyler Warren is a god, and we should all be grateful that we get to watch him play football. I really want the Dolphins to draft Warren 13 overall, but I know that's not going to happen because 1, he's either going to go way before that, or 2, Chris Greer's Galaxy brain will pick an injury-prone running back or something like that. I don't know. Another tight end I want to highlight is LSU's Mason Taylor. According to ESPN, he's the 4th best tight end in the draft. Really skilled at contested catches and a tough blocker. I think he would also be a great fit for the Dolphins. I know you're probably thinking, why is Brian bringing up the Dolphins so much with the tight end talk? Because I really want the Dolphins to pick a tight end. We need a good blocking and receiving tight end. We've needed one since Mike McDaniel got hired here, all right? We need the George Kittle. Tight ends and offensive linemen is what I want for Christmas this year. As I was saying, I like Mason Taylor. He's a good fit for McDaniel's offense. Plus, he's the son of Dolphins legend and NFL Hall of Famer Jason Taylor. He's also the nephew of Joy Taylor, who slept her way to getting on TV at FS1. Next up, we're talking about receivers. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I pulled up the list of best receivers from ESPN's website, and I don't recognize any of these names. Matthew Golden is a pretty sweet name, so I bet he'll be good, but yeah, other than that, I got nothing. Same deal with offensive linemen. Not a college football guy. Cannot stress this enough. But what I do know is that I want the Miami Dolphins to draft every single one of them. Build Tua a f***ing wall and things will be fine. It's not that hard. Let's head on over to the defensive side of the ball, but before I do, I'd like to thank this video's sponsor, The Outlet. The Outlet offers subscription-based sports betting picks for all of your favorite sports. You can use my promo code FINNEDUP to get 15% off any of their subscription packages. The Outlet focuses on long-term profitability, not quick guaranteed wins. With a subscription, you will get exclusive access to research from professional analysts. It covers multiple sports and multiple platforms, including Prize Picks, Sleeper, Chalkboard, Underdog Fantasy, and more. Click the link in the description below and use promo code FINNEDUP to get 15% off any of their subscription packages. Alright, if you think I know little to nothing about the offensive players in college football, well then you're about to be in for a doozy for my analysis on the defensive side of the ball. Our premier defensive player, edge rusher, all-around really good football player, Abdul Carter out of Penn State, is probably going to be the first defensive guy picked in the draft. I am a Penn State fan. Yes, I'm a Dolphins fan. Yes, I'm a Penn State fan. And yes, I'm also a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, so sports are really hard for me. But the point of me bringing this up is I've watched a lot of Abdul Carter play football. The guy is good. Trust me. He's really good. He just bullies people. And eats the quarterback. That's what he does. I don't know. He's going to be good. The only other defensive player I want to talk about is Travis Hunter. He's doing something that has been done in a real long time, and that's playing both ways. He's the best cornerback in the draft, arguably the best receiver, because I showed you all those other names, and he's going to make some team very happy, and it will probably be the Jaguars. That is my incredibly stupid 2025 NFL draft preview. Thank you for watching, but before I end the video, I want to announce one quick thing. I will be doing a draft live stream on Thursday for the first round, so come join me for that. I love when you guys interact with me in the comments. I love the people who are part of my Discord where I can chat with you there. And I like doing these live streams so that we can talk in real time as well. So if you're interested, come check me out on Thursday for the draft. Other than that, I love you all. Bye.